Hi, my name is Sakuto, and I'm here to do a little teaching on my current game of choice, Hearthstone Battlegrounds. As someone well versed in card games, I can understand the difficulty that can come from a game primarily run by numbers and math, but I can assure you, you don't need to be a math genius or a stats whiz to enjoy what this game has to offer. I'll be running through a couple different topics, going into the basics of the game, as well as some of the minor things to keep in mind that'll greatly improve your chances of success in getting that card or hero that looked like fun to work exactly how you want it to. We'll start with the core idea of the game. In Hearthstone Battlegrounds, you recruit a team of minions to fight for you against 7 other players. Every round, you're given the opportunity to purchase new minions or level up your tavern to find better minions. By default, minions available in Bob's Tavern cost 3 gold, and selling a minion to Bob will gain you 1 gold. You know, like a GameStop trader. What's really cool is when you get 3 of the same minion that combine into a golden form, doubling its stats and effects, as well as letting you discover a minion from the next tavern tier. This can be great for getting very strong cards earlier than the other players, which can be game-winning. When the recruit phase ends, it's time to fight. You'll be matched against another player and your boards will go head-to-head, with your minions attacking a randomly selected target back and forth from left to right. The player that wins damages the other player based on what survived, and you continue that until 1 player is left standing. You start with 3 gold on turn 1, and get 1 extra gold to spend every turn until you hit 10. All gold is reset at the start of every round, so make sure you're spending as much of it as you can. I'll get more into that soon. The major decision at the start of every game is choosing what hero to play. At the time of this video, there are 54 different heroes to choose from, and you get to choose between 2, or 4 if you've shilled out the money to Blizzard. Every hero has their own unique hero power that can greatly affect the game. Some can give bonus stats to certain minions, some can gain extra gold to level up their tavern quicker, and some can even attack first. There's so many possibilities, you'll always be able to find a new, exciting way to take on each game. One of the other major factors is the pool of available minion tribes. There are 7 minion tribes in the game: beasts, murlocs, mechs, demons, dragons, pirates, and elementals. During hero selection, you'll see which 5 of the tribes will be available for selection in each game. It's important to pay attention to this, as some heroes perform better with certain tribes to work with. Once you've selected your hero, it's time to get in the action. From this point on, I'll be getting slightly more technical when it comes to explaining things. Keep in mind, how you choose to play the game is up to you, and this is simply a mix of explaining the functionality and suggesting ways that you can optimize your game, which at the end of the day will be pretty important if you want to get the most out of the game. I promise it's not much, and it'll feel just like second nature after a couple games. I'm going to start by running through what's referred to as a curve for the first couple turns. This is by no means a requirement of how you'll need to play the game. Different heroes and strategies will go about things differently, but understanding this curve should help you understand a bit more about the general idea of using your gold efficiently. So on turn 1, you have 3 gold. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to be buying one of the minions in front of you. The minions you should be looking for are Murloc Tidehunter, Alley Cat, and Celemental. These generate tokens, or basically a second minion for free, and we like free. That token will help you down the road too. On turn 2, you'll have 4 gold, and will likely just level your tavern. Now at 5 gold on turn 3, you'll see where that token comes into play. Selling that token card will allow you to buy 2 minions for the turn, while still leaving another minion on your board. That's some serious value. You'll grab 2 more minions on turn 4, and at 7 gold on turn 5, you can buy a minion and level your tavern to tier 3. That's the cookie cutter way to play your average first 5 turns. Just remember, it's more just a rule of thumb than a necessity. The more you play, the more you'll find neat little ways to take detours around these turns. Now with the understanding of the curve and how to buy minions, look a bit at which minions you should be buying. One of the beauties of this game is while there is technically a statistical tier list, you won't be able to just buy the best cards every game. So when it's all said and done, anything can get you to the finish line if you drive it well enough. When it comes to buying minions, there are basically 3 types of minions. Minions with good stats, buff or support minions, and carry minions. There's nothing that'll outright say which is which, and some minions can be used for multiple things, but this is a nice general rule to keep in mind. Minions with good stats are the easiest to spot. They usually won't have any ridiculously important text on them, it'll just be maybe a minion summoning Death Rattle or a way to buff it during the recruit phase. Things like Acolyte of Cthulhu, Rabid Soralisk, and Bronze Warden are some of the more notable minions in this category. Buff and support minions are similar in purpose, But while buff minions usually just do their job and get sold back to the shop, support minions will stay on the board to provide a continuous effect. Most builds in the game work around good support minions. Things like Lightfang Enforcer or Brand Bronzebeard can provide insane stats to your board over the course of the game, and combos involving Baron Rivendare are always exciting. Buff minions are just as they look. They provide a stat boost as a battle cry, and then you can sell them whenever you need. And carry minions are meant to be buffed over the course of every fight, either being a constant nuisance to the enemy board, or charging up to become unstoppable by the end of a fight. They come in multiple different forms. Things like Soul Juggler can rain damage across the enemy team all fight long if he's protected. Deflectobot can have a constantly refreshing Divine Shield the enemy will struggle to get by, and cards like Scavenging Hyena, Junkbot, and Champion of Yasharaj will grow to insane size as their teammates get attacked. You'll need a little bit of all of these at different points in the game, so be sure you can identify the role of the minions on your board. It helps a lot with positioning. Right, positioning. This is a big one, but thankfully it's pretty easy to get into the habit of doing it right. Generally speaking, you'll want the bigger minions attacking first. The earlier they attack, the healthier the enemy board will be, so you'll be able to get the most out of their damage. Support and buff minions will likely be on the right side of your board, unless they have an important death rattle like Spawn and Xav. The earlier that one dies, the more of your board it can give +1/+1 to, so it'll likely be attacking first. And always watch out for your important support and carry minions. If they need to stay alive long in the fight like Baron Rivendare, keep them to the right of your board, and try to have some taunt minions to soak some hits too. There's other things to keep in mind, like cleave effects and zap Slywing, but those are things you'll figure out over time. Believe me. As you play Hearthstone Battlegrounds, these minor things will become easier and easier for you to do without even needing to put much thought into it. And once you're comfortable with the basics, you'll be able to put your focus on the heroes and the cards that jump out at you. Remember the hero that, just attacks first? He's currently the worst performing hero in the game, statistically speaking. I absolutely love the guy. Attacking first allows you to pull off all kinds of cool combos without worrying about your core minions getting killed before attacking. He may not be great, but he's a ton of fun for me personally, and I'm sure you'll find something you feel the same way about. And as long as you're able to stick to the basics, you'll put yourself in the best position to make those silly combo dreams a reality. If you'd like to learn more about specific heroes or builds, I'll be streaming regularly at twitch.tv/Sakuto streams once my setup is all ready to go. Don't get too attached to the name. The streams part's getting changed as soon as possible. I thought it was funny at the time, but yikes, Anyway, I plan on uploading more YouTube videos covering different Battlegrounds topics, as well as all kinds of things, right here on this channel, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested in them. I love being able to meet new people and chat about our passions and whatnot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Sakuto, you've made me very happy, and I hope to see you around.